Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing us how to cut and sew a simple kimono dress. So I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into four. As you can see, I use the pin to hold it to keep it in place. The cloth is actually shifting. So I just drew a borderline. That is a starting point. For this dress, I'm cutting my sleeve together with the dress. So what I did is to take note of my shoulder. My shoulder is 8 inches. So I marked 8 inches. Then from where I marked 8 inches, I just measured for my sleeve, which is 10, but I reduced 2 and marked 8 because I will still use 2 inch to join it later. I'll explain to you that later. So I marked 3 inches. So where I marked for my sleeve, I came down by 1 inch. That's to get my shoulder slope. That's where I marked for my sleeve length. I came down by one, connected to that tree to get my shoulder slope. So from my shoulder to my bust is 10 inches. So I also note it. I'm trying to make sure that my lines are straight. So I drew it. Then for my run sleeve, I'm using 9 inches. Take note that I started from my shoulder slope. So I'm using 9 inches. I started from my shoulder slope. So that is just it. So I have it. Then I'll go ahead and connect it. So the next, my bust is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So I'm going to add extra 4-inch seam allowance. 4-inch seam allowance. You know, this is a kimono dress. It's not fitted, so it's supposed to be free. So that's just that. So that's just what I'll use to, trace it down. And that's that. So the next is to mark my neckline. For the neckline, I'm using a width of 3 inches. And then for the back depth, I'm using 1 inch. Width 3 inches, depth 1 inches for the back. So I just went ahead and cut. So after cutting, I had to draw it up to, trace stretch to the down. That's to where my sleeve is, to where the dress will stop. So I'm just going to draw it up for you to see it. So for the length of my dress, I'm making it long. So I'm marking 58 inches. 58 inches. Remember, I'm using my bust for this. So my bust is 36 divided by 4 is 9. 9 plus 4 inch. That's a total of 13 inches. So that's that. So I will just connect it straight. Remember, I've already marked seam at my bust line. So I'll just connect it straight. I'm trying to make sure that I have a straight line. So after connecting, I'll just go ahead and cut. So I'm done with that. The next is to bring out the back panel and then go ahead and cut the depth for the front panel. From my front panel, I'm using a depth of 8. I'm using a depth of 8. Remember that the width is 3. So the width of the back panel and the front is the same. So why the depth for the back is 1, but the depth of the front is 8. So I use my ruler to connect it and then cut. Then I'll go ahead and open the center. That's for the front panel. I'm going to open the center. So after opening it, this is what I have. You can see it. This is what I have. This is the front panel, and this is the back panel. So you just go ahead and join it. But I think let me just place the back panel first. Then I'll arrange the front panel on top for you to see how it looks like. So you can see the way it is. So the next thing is to go ahead and join the shoulder. Go ahead and join the shoulder. So after joining the shoulder, this is what I have. So for the sleeve now, remember that 2 inch I told you that add to I'm going to add to it. Most people will use another material, preferable black or other material, but the client told me that she don't want to use different material, that I should use that same material. So that is what I did. So I have 2.5 inch, and then for the length I just measured the length of the sleeve, what I have, then added extra sewing allowance. So I'm going to sew it, and when I turn it will be like this. I also do that for the other sleeve. So that's that. Then starting from one side of the that's the from the front panel. For the front panel, I'm going to measure it all round, because I'm also going to cut a pieces. Like I said earlier, for some people they can decide to use other color, to like sew it. But this client actually told me that she does not want to use another color or another fabric to join to this. So I should just use that same. So I'm trying to measure all everything, that starting from the center down. I will measure everything, both from the down to the neck to the other side. So I have about 120 inch pieces. So you can see it. You can see it. So the length is 120. I added extra sewing allowance, and then the width is 2.5 inches. Of course, I'm going to use half inches to sew it. So this is what I'll do. I'll just sew it round. I'll just sew it round. So after sewing it, this is what I have. You can see the way it is. I've gone ahead to with it. You can see how it is. But I feel if I had used another material to attach at the sleeve and at the center front, it would have been more finer than this. I'm going to show you a sample of what I mean. It will have been more finer than this, but then what the client wants is what you give to them. So that's just that. She says she does not want to add another color or fabric to it. So that's just that. So I hope you learned something from this video. If you do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like and share with your friends. Like, come your way next time with another interesting video. Do have a lovely day. Bye bye.